let's get into this conversation right now where Darius Slayed and Matt Patricia used to act that way, right? Somebody was acting different in this conversation, but they're on the same team again and quote unquote cordial. But do we really believe that? All right, so the beef was personal during their days with the Detroit Lions. And now they got to work together because they're both on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, it could have been awkward, obviously, especially for Darius Slayed, because he's the one that we really need there. Like, I love y'all coaches. I love y'all jockeys, but it's about the horses. And the player has to be there. So make it comfortable for the player is always the priority. And he once said about Matt Patricia that he lost all respect for his former head coach when he was with the Lions. However, Slay has now said that he and Patricia have been cordial since they got to work together. Since we forced together, hey, here's my Coke and a smile. We can do this. He said, quote, we both got the same goal. All right, just going out there to compete and win a championship. So that's the main focus. I love it. People can't lie to themselves, and usually they can't lie to us. Sometimes you can, but usually you can't. Let me tell you why. The main focus is, we all are here for the same reason and the same goal. But outside of the main focus, which we know, which is most of life, like a football game is 3 hours on a Sunday. So that's the main focus. But you know what's out of main focus? 21 other hours on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and another 21 hours outside of that Sunday 3-hour game. So that lets you know there's a lot of room for this to go the wrong way. Well, how did they even get into this issue in the first place? All right, so in 2020, the fallout happened 2 times, right? We saw one where it was the first season as the Lions head coach, 2018. They were in a meeting, a one-on-one meeting, and Matt Patricia told him he wasn't elite. And he was like, I'm like, huh? I said, huh? I'm trying to see where he's coming at. He said I wasn't an elite corner and that I'm not in their category. I was coming off an all-pro year, 8 picks. From one all-pro to another, when you coming off an all-pro year, you are elite. You want to know why? Because they only take a few of the 2,000 to make the all-pro team. That told me right there that he didn't have no respect for me. He told me I was a good player. What? Good players don't make the all-pro team. But then to tell me what I'm not. He's smart. He said, you didn't tell me what I was. You told me what I'm not. Ooh, that's that negativity. So I said, okay. I just took that to the chin and said, okay, that's cool. Then I bounced back to back Pro Bowlers on them. Let them know how elite I was. Actions speak louder than words. Mustard on the beat, bro. The second time, which occurred during a team meeting after a training camp practice, where Slay said he lost all respect for Patricia. After the practice, so it's probably one of those combined practices, Slay posted a picture on social media about him and a receiver who remains nameless, who caught some passes on him. Patricia, according to Slay, put the picture along with a small highlight tape of said player on the board and essentially told him to stop kissing up to the other player. Although the coach used some different, more profane language. Stop kissing that ass. That's what he basically said. He said, yeah, right there. After that, that's when all my respect went out the door for him. As a man, boy, you know you mad and disrespected when you first go. First thing you got to say in response, as a man, like you got to go all the way back to your biology, your gender. As a man, he said, I felt disrespected. 2 other players in the room who asked to remain anonymous to keep their jobs, they ain't Darius Slayed, said, yeah, he said what he said, and that's how it went. All right, so now let's talk about it. Y'all don't know how team meetings normally are. And they're normally not full of the most respect. I went to a small school, Columbia, obviously. So when I got there, I was on my best behavior. I brought an apple for the coach. Hello, coach. Sir, yes, sir. I'm sitting in the front row saluting like I'm in the military. Meanwhile, from other rookies who went to big schools all the way to the vets, this is how they sitting. They ain't even giving eye contact. Coach over here said, so this is what you do on this play. I want to make sure you have contained, but look out for the crack back. You got me? Yeah. I mean, I was like, is that the way we can do it here? Like, I'm used to this. And yes, to let you know that I really believe and I'm really going to do it. And I was like, oh, so that's normal. That's a good working room. That's a good team meeting. Imagine what it is when you got somebody in there who you know you don't like. Man, all right, everything is like, yup. I can imagine how bad it is there. I never had coaches that I had issues with like this, but I did see Marty Schottenheimer and A.J. Smith at one time crip and blooded to the point where they couldn't even speak. To the point where when one was walking down the hallway, the other would turn the other way or go back into their office. All bad. So I don't think it's all good in Philadelphia. Let's see if that actually creeps onto the football field.